Okay, in this video I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about some of the motif stitches. Uh, where shall I start? I have created a file and I use that. I have it sitting somewhere in Inkscape, in an Inkscape folder, and these motifs are really easily accessible, and I've built my own. So what I want to show you here, this is all possible. Like, this is all done with just a straight line and a pattern along path has been applied to it. What you will see here in the top four, and I'll zoom in a little bit closer so you can see it a little better. Where you see the round dots, that is where the needle penetrations are. So here you see one on the center line, and then one on top. Here also on the outside, and one in the center. But with these you will see more needle penetrations, and so that depends on a few of the settings once these patterns have been applied in the params. These top ones, the params what have been applied, that is a manual stitch placement. So each node in your design, that becomes a needle penetration. While in here I use the regular setting, and then you can set your stitch length to be within a certain to a certain measurement, and that's where you will get all the needle penetrations. So when you are building your patterns, you want to be in consideration of where you are placing all your nodes, so that way you can use the manual stitch placement within a certain size of your motif. And if you go bigger than a certain size, then you can go and apply the regular setting, or you can try to set even with the smaller ones, but then use a higher setting on your param for the stitch length. So be cautious on how you build them and where you're placing your nodes. So, and you can see that the same over here. The top two I applied manual stitch placements, and there you can see I'm going from this corner straight over onto that, straight over there, and there is one in between there, and then on the bottom again. But here on the bottom ones I just kept the regular default setting for the params, and there you can see there are a lot of extra needle penetrations, and for the size of the design, these are not really needed. And that is the same here. This is like a candle wick, and there are a lot of extra needle penetrations, and that would become pretty dense in the center, and they can also be all avoided. So your settings that become a little bit important. So I'll close out of this window, and I'm closing out of this window, and here I'll show you on what I had in the simulator. And these are the four lines on the one side, and these were the four on the opposite side. And the pattern what I built for it is here on the left hand side of the row. But like I said, I have made a file with a lot of motifs on there, and I'm still working on a few more. In the end, I will probably have about 100 motifs, but they are really easy, accessible, and really easy to save. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to my file where I have my motifs, and where I will be going, here the down arrow, and now I have to make sure, yeah, here the down arrow, and then we go to the symbols. And there you can see, here I have a few symbols what are showing up here, and here on top I have current document. But now I will go to the down arrow, and then you can go all symbol sets, or there are some sets what are available by built by Inkscape itself. They are all available, and there are multiple, and they can all be used for a lot of things, or you can modify them. But the ones I have for my motifs, I have here a file, and that is called Motif Stitches. So now I will open that one, and here you can see all my motifs I have built so far. And like I say, I'm still working on some more. So now I'm gonna go and apply some of these motifs onto those lines, and all I need to do is, I don't need to have anything selected. I can just go and drag and drop my motif over whatever I prefer, and I'm just dragging a few over just for what's gonna be for your, I had that one on there already. Well, let's take this heart shape here, and we can place them anywhere we want. And let's go there, and let's do this one. And you can make them as complicated as you want, and well, that's enough, because all the principle is all the same. But the way we drag them over here, and if you want to go then apply the path effect, these objects will not work. What first needs to happen is we go and select our patterns, and then we first have to go edit, clone, unlink the clone. Now they are as individual objects again. Now we can go select this object, or one at a time, and we can go copy. Then we can go select our line segment, or closed line, whatever you have, but a line. Doesn't matter if it's curved or anything. And then we go to the path effect, and then we go and select pattern along path. And since we did go and copy this one, then all we need to do here is, for the pattern source, we will go and paste. Then we will see only that the one heart is showing up, and it is stretched over the length of the path. But we have to change here on the pattern copies, we have to change that to repeated. And now we see that it is, we have 4 hearts what will fit in that space. Also, what can be done is we can go and resize it right here. We can see on top here how large the object is. And if we think this is way too big, so then we resize it, but then we have to go again, copy, and select our object again, and we go paste. And now you can see there we have, I should decrease it. There we have way more hearts going along the line. So, same with this one. We'll resize this one down a little bit to make it fit a little better. That is still a height of 5 millimeters. Then we go copy, select a line. We go to the path effect window and we go pattern along path. Hit paste. And then we go repeat it, and there we have our design. And well, let's do 2 more, and then I'll run it in the well, then we'll go take the next step. So here again, copy, select path effect, pattern along path, paste, repeat it, and we can turn down the stroke width, and we do the same here. As you can see, the way this one is right now, it is wide 9 millimeters or pretty well 10, and the height is 18, so that is pretty big. And now we can go and shrink it down for a moment till it is in the way we like it. Then we go copy again, select the line, path effect, pattern along, and then we go repeat it. And we have to make sure that we paste in the pattern yet, and there it should be. And now we can go turn the stroke down again, and there we have it. So now I'm gonna select all 4 objects, shift select, and then go extension, ink stitch. I can go to the params, and then I can go here to the method. I can go to the manual stitch. So then wherever I created a node for on the object, there will be a stitch point. So, and for building the motifs, I will go and make another video on that yet. Probably not today, but that will happen shortly. So I'm setting here the manual stitch and apply and quit, and then I can go and also I can set the trim command if I so desire. So then we go extension, ink stitch command, attach command to the selected objects, and trim thread after sewing, and we go and apply. Then if I don't want to see these icons, I can go and turn the visibility off. Extension, ink stitch, commands, view, show hide object commands. And because I had hidden some before, you may have to go into it twice. View, show hide object commands, and now they are gone. I still have all these 4 objects selected, and then we can go extension, ink stitch, visualize, simulator, and there we can see So yeah, there you can see how the stitch out is. As you can see, between the objects there are no jumps in between, and some of the objects you can also, I should show that yet, close. Some of the objects, say this one, you can also bring them closer together. As you can see, as we bring them closer together, now all the hearts are up against each other, and so that has to do with the spacing. And for some objects or some motifs, you will have to use the spacing in order to line them all up. And that was especially for this one, in order to have the start point of the motif and the end point of the motif lining up, then you have to use the spacing aspect. Or there is also an option here, the fused nearby ends. I haven't really played with that yet. Most of the time I just use the spacing aspect. Okay, and I think that is, let's run that one through the simulator there for a moment. Extension ink stitch, visualize simulator, and there you can see on how it stitches out. You can see here on the bottom row there is now an extra stitch, and that is because of the overlap. And I'll see if I can get to a spot here. So here I'm gonna go really slow, one stitch at a time. So now we're on the bottom there, and there you could see now I'm onto the stitch point is over here. If I go forward, the stitch point is over here. So this little section that has a double stitch, and the reason for that is because of we made a change of sliding it over, and that is why the end point did not match up with the start point of, or the end point did not line up with the start point of the next one, because we moved it over. So there are adjustments what can be made in that aspect on the motif itself, and this will not, we can go and change now anything on this motif without affecting the motif inside this file. So then what we do is we go here to the node select tool, and now I can go and move these nodes, and let's say I want a heart to touch on this point. Then all I can do is select both of these nodes, then go to the align and distribute, and have relative to last selected, because that was the last selected on the top, and align them horizontally. Oh no, align them vertically. And I can do the same with this one, and shift click and align them vertically. Now this is the start point of the object, and to find the start point all you need to do is press the tab key, that will show the first one, and the shift tab, that will show the last point. So, and if you now go and copy and paste, select the object and copy, and now I can go into the path effect and I can go and paste. But now you can see, now here the hearts are overlapping, and that is because of we entered here a spacing value. If I press now the 0, and then it should be, and I think what we can do here is you can set a value here so that if you're not 100% sure on where the endpoints are and the start points, then you can go and give here a few nearby ends. But I haven't checked that out on if it will create extra extra needle points or anything yet. So that is about it. That's all I'm gonna show you for now on creating motifs. This can be done so quickly, and the time-consuming aspect is in first creating your motifs and have your nodes line up. But I will go and do a video on that and on how to save it onto your into Inkscape, so that it is available within a few clicks, and adding the motifs onto your design. And also these motifs, they can be used, applied to also some of your stitch plans. So you could set up a wide on a fill. If you would have a meander fill and you would create your meander fill stitch plan, you can apply these motifs onto the meander fill. You can add them to a regular fill object. There is many possibilities on how you can play with these motifs. Okay, thanks for watching and have fun digitizing.